You guys all happy? Andy, did you cram enough beforehand to?
I had like a lightning quick sort of click through. I have no idea about what the hell that OJ Simpson is. I didn't really listen to the podcast. They didn't really explain anything.
Did you listen
in
to
the
the podcast?
podcast?
Yeah, it's cool. Have you listened to that podcast before? Was that where you found it out? Oh, okay. I didn't know you listened to this.
I googled
My girlfriend does.
OJ
cool.
Simpson.
You should. It's really good.
There's something sticking out of this chair.
Oh, there's nails in that chair.
Yeah, what the
I forgot. We realised that the other week. You might find some on yours as well, Tim. I know.
Where?
Well, around the where the seat meets the rest of it. It starts to stick through. I haven't got any.
It's okay.
I haven't got any.
There's two nails. Just in fact, all
they're starting to get a bit screwed. You can't really see them, but they they're there.
Are you sure they're
sticking
not
into it.
screws?
No, they're nails. They're the tacks that held it together before it got like bolted. Do you want to go and switch it for the other one downstairs?
No, it's alright. It's not really.
Stop moaning then.
Sorry?
Stop moaning then. No, you can seriously go get the other one. Go get the other one.
No, I'm good.
What? You don't want to ruin your shorts.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I won't move. It'll keep me nailed
Why
to
are
this
you in shorts?
spot. 'Cause it's summer.
Because it's summer. Welcome to A Certain Style of Podcast, episode 15. I'm here with Tim and Andy today to talk some news. You guys all right?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we starting? Because I'm still eating the sweet.
That's all right. Let's go. Andy's talking about his shorts getting ripped by some nails.
And it's still being summer.
Your nails.
It is. It's August.
My nails, yeah.
August
Fancy
is still summer.
Put that image in your
Even
head.
though it's pissing it down.
Would either of you guys like to describe how we're filming this podcast today? For those that are listening and not watching and maybe want to see how this got filmed today?
Yes. Tim?
You did that last week. You just volunteer Tim so you don't have to say anything.
That's fine. Today is a different field of view because it's all being filmed on Guy's eyesight camera in his iMac, except it's not. It's being filmed by the Black Magic pointing at
Wow.
a picture of what the eyesight is showing.
And Andy's doing hand stuff.
Just gotta give you.
Yeah?
Probably look really weird.
It does kind of look weird. Everything's kind of warped. It's a wide camera anyway, and there's another camera pointing at it, and everything's at a weird angle. It just looks slightly what's that art movement that expressionism
Avant-garde?
or the weird one where people don't really draw pictures properly?
Yes, I know. Cubism.
No, well, I don't know. I don't know much about art, obviously.
I was going to
And
say we're back
we're
on to
not-
talking about what we don't know anything
We're
about.
talking about stuff we don't know anything about. All right, well, let's get on with some weekend stuff. Andy went to another festival.
Yes.
Because it's festival season. Oh, it's the end of festival season now, isn't it?
There's still End of the Road in 2 weeks, but I'm not going to that one this year. But yes, went to Green Man this weekend. Was very good and wet, but saw some awesome bands and some good comedy. Had some good food, had some good beer. So, yes. It was
That's a
very
festival.
good. It was.
That is a festival.
So, yeah, that's me done for festivals this year.
Cool.
Well, until Oxford Beer Festival in October.
Different kind of festival.
It is, well, yes, but it still has
Still a festival.
a festival of beer.
Cool. Where's that?
But the Green Man,
No, the beer festival.
October.
Where?
In the town hall.
Oh, that one.
We went to it last
We
year.
did go last year, yeah.
And
Sorry.
it's come around particularly quickly because
Oh, yeah,
it
shit.
doesn't feel like that long ago.
No, everything's come around pretty quick.
But
Just trying to
yes.
think of, all the films from last year, and I haven't done any this year. I haven't made a single film.
Yeah.
Falling behind.
To be fair, you were finishing till April, so you can sort of count.
No, it's getting to the 3 month part 3 month bit, which sounds bad. 3 months without doing anything.
You've been doing this?
Except the podcast with you, lovely fellows.
Yes.
and you've been working on that short film thing with
Yeah, with Dan. Yeah, I know.
Dan.
It's just I
yeah.
want to do my own thing again. I'm just not motivated for it.
Oh, Tim's got a new T-shirt.
Someone just knock on the door.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah. Gemma needs me to open a jar.
Quick
which
interlude.
this is gonna suck if I can't do it because we're filming and You're gonna hear a really satisfying pop in a minute. Oh,
Yay,
well done.
Man, that's the best noise in the world. Thank you very much.
Pass the man.
Gemma's cooking us curry.
Well, Gemma guest appearance again.
Yeah, with apron.
Mm.
All right. So, should we get on with some news? We're just going to do news this week and the coming weeks until we figure out something else to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go with the first one on my list, which is probably the weirdest. No, it's maybe not the weirdest one of the week. But anyway, there are a few weird ones this week. Anyway, what are you guys' thoughts on previews and footage being leaked onto porn websites instead of the usual places like YouTube and the like?
It's a novel use of
So they go there so they don't get taken down quite as fast, which I think is quite a genius workaround for people who want to leak
And
stuff.
why don't they get taken down so fast?
Because there's way worse stuff on there.
It's not a high priority.
Not really.
I see. But surely they have the same sort of cease and desist notices.
Yes.
I guess they're more used to operating in the grey areas, though.
I see.
And
but
less.
but some of the websites are sort of mainstream sites like YouTube now. Not that I'm just saying.
The truth from Andy Corrin. But no, I mean, you could also say that maybe it was an intentional thing as well. Because
It's like a marketing.
Yeah, there's
thing.
because it goes on to the next thing on the list, which is that the film that did get leaked was Fallout 4, which is coming out later on this year, and they brought out a mini game for devices at E3. Was it E3?
Yeah, I think
Been a lot of games conventions recently, so they released a game on that, and they've been advertising that game on Tinder, apparently.
Right.
So you're flicking through people, and a character will pop up who is the Vault Boy. Or Vault Girl. I don't know. Do they have a female avatar?
No, I don't think they do.
Anyway, a picture of the Fallout Vault Boy shows up with a profile as an advertisement for their game. So it's not a giant leap to think that the sort of porn website advertising might be their own creation.
Do they pay for this on the Tinder?
Probably.
They pay Tinder to get this like a
No,
sponsor
this
link.
is not actual legitimate advertising. This is just putting up a profile.
Right, I see.
That gives you loads of information about a game you could go and buy.
I see.
Or play for free and then buy stuff within the game, because that's a thing nowadays.
I can imagine that will. Yeah, it's quite a novel thing. But if loads of companies start doing that, they're gonna annoy their
loyal user base.
Yes.
Well.
But I guess it's.
I mean, I could believe that it was an advertising ploy, but I suspect it actually wasn't, because the preview footage was so awful. Not that I particularly looked at it, but it was very much a camera back of the seats type of deal.
Yeah.
And if they were going to leak something, I think they'd just leak it in a kind of like decent-ish quality.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe it's just they get the best of both worlds. They don't get their full quality video leaked, but they get something leaked, more press.
I guess it's the hype thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You get more hype and
because it's a popular game and it's not coming out. It's not that far away, like from when they announced it to when it's coming out. So they've got quite a lot of game finished and ready to go. So this is just
we're so cynical, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
No, but I'm so cynical that I don't believe that they're that savvy. No, that's.
I don't know. It'd be either they've got a really savvy marketing guy, or they're just.
They're not the first ones to do something on Tinder as well, but I can't remember who it was that I saw.
Oh, really? Is there someone else?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. There you go. Yeah. New stuff. All right. We are going to have to talk about Jurassic World once again. Sorry.
Still haven't seen it.
Doesn't necessarily matter for this, but they announced that the director of Jurassic World is going to be given Star Wars Episode 9, which is relatively big news. Mixed feelings about that. Some positive, some not so positive.
Your mixed feelings.
Yeah. But seems to be he's earned it, I guess. His film made a ton of money, and now he's being given Star Wars, which is probably the best thing you can be given in the world. It's like, here, direct a Star Wars film. So, good for him. You guys, neither of you have seen Jurassic World.
No.
Not yet. No. Sorry.
So, all right. Well, that's fine. So we spoke a little bit last time about first-time directors getting given big franchises, and it sometimes going well, and it sometimes not going so well. And whether you think Jurassic World is good or bad, I think one of the big reasons they've given him Star Wars is he's proven himself to be quite a trustworthy guy when it comes to the big franchises, whether he is putting everything into story or if he's putting sort of 50% into story and 50% into everything else that goes with directing a major movie, is that you've got to be good at PR. You've got to make everybody happy. There are people above you and below you that you have to make happy at all stages, and one guy's ego can totally ruin that, which is what might have happened on like Fantastic Four. It might not have done, but so the fact that he wasn't able to make, in my opinion, a great film, he was able to play the system, if you want to put it that way, which is a valuable thing nowadays, is being marketable rather than just a good director. You need to be good at everything else.
I think you're right, but I also think, as we've kind of talked about briefly before, that a film is the result on that scale, not of one person's vision. It's of some kind of committee-based thing. Even though he's the director, there are so many people to please, and at the end of the day, as a director, you do have to trust people to get on with their jobs. So, yeah. I don't know.
I go back to the slight cynic in all of us, especially in me, that is maybe he's well aware of that and he's playing the game, and now he's going to be given way more freedom with Star Wars, which actually he's put himself in a very good position, similar to the position J.J. Abrams put himself in, where they were begging him to do Star Wars. It's like with this guy, he did a mediocre film that performed well at the box office, proved himself as a competent director in that
filmmaking.
Well, no, not necessarily. And now he might just like pull it all out the bag when he does Star Wars, and that would be. Would I rather he got Star Wars right than Jurassic Park? I don't know, but
well, yeah, we've got so long before that even is on the radar. Was that 19?
Well, I mean, I guess
is it 2019? When is that?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule since they've released like all the Marvel films and Star Wars films coming out. Yeah. It might be a while because they're doing the spin-off, so I don't know if it'll be.
I know that they're not going to start shooting it until 2016 or.
They turn it around in about 2 years, so 18.
Yeah, so I guess they'll gauge kind of how well the first one. Well, I never know how to refer to them. Is it the first one, the seventh one?
I think it depends who you're talking to.
Yes.
Their age and their experience of movies.
The seventh one made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The first seventh one made.
The first of the seventh new ones. So they'll kind of see how that goes down and see what was successful and what maybe didn't work, if anything. We have fingers crossed that it's going to work.
I think it's all going to go fine. I think
it's in safe hands with J.J. Abrams.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it's all going to go fine. I can't think of a way that it can fail.
Oh, famous last words. We'll play that back to you in the if we're still going.
No. What's going to happen, Andy?
Sorry.
Who's going to take us off?
No, it's true.
I don't like Jurassic World, but it's undeniably a successful movie in many other ways, and a ton of people like it that aren't me. So it will succeed.
So success is like
not
financial.
Not necessarily. A lot of people do like Jurassic World. Numbers go against me on that one.
This is true.
So I think it'll be fine. What I don't like is leading on to the next thing about the poster that they released.
I saw that.
Did you see the poster?
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah,
it's weird. I think Harrison Ford looks a bit like Yoda. It's kind of. I think it's partly because he's positioned right down in the bottom.
I just thought he looked scared.
Looks really small. And I think they're gonna maybe like. Did they?
So
positioning.
They were analysing the poster and they were like, yeah, it looks like he's like had his legs cut off.
Yeah,
he's
it's
midgetized.
It's really weird, and he does look a bit like Yoda. He's kind of slowly morphing. Maybe Yoda.
Maybe
there's a thing there.
Maybe he did a sort of Professor Xavier and put his mind into somebody else.
Yeah,
and it was Harrison Ford.
Maybe
or Han Solo rather. That's who you would. I think if you're in the Star Wars universe and you've got like powers beyond belief and you could put your mind into someone else when you die, probably go to Han Solo. Would you not?
Yeah.
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 I think that would be the thing to do. Well, there's the spoiler for episode 7, 8, and 9 is Yoda playing out the rest of his life, or the rest of Han Solo's life.
Could you imagine if the first time in a film Harrison Ford's there and he delivers his first line and it's just Yoda?
Yeah. I can imagine that. Anyway, so they did Disney have everyone's got an expo nowadays, or a convention. Disney's is Disney 23 because it's the 23rd one, and they released a bunch of Star Wars stuff. They did a poster for episode 7, and I'm kind of annoyed they spoiled some stuff with it, which I really didn't appreciate.
I didn't look at it closely.
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, it's right there. There's a guy holding a lightsaber.
Oh, right.
Who hasn't been confirmed as being able to use that lightsaber yet.
So I didn't see that as necessarily. I kind of.
Well, I think I haven't looked into too much about plot of the film. I think a ton of stuff has been out there for a while, but I've tried to stay away from that as much as possible. I enjoyed the trailers because they don't show you a ton of story stuff.
Yeah.
Not yet anyway. And I like the idea that
you wait.
We don't. Sorry. Yeah,
You'll wait.
Yeah. Well, the next one, the next trailer will be the one that gives away things potentially, and they'll have to show some lightsaber fights. But,
are you gonna watch it?
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna shy away from that. But I didn't like the character's been shown with a lightsaber on his person in shots and clips and stuff, but there's that whole scene in Empire Strikes Back where Han picks up the lightsaber and he doesn't really know how to use it, but he uses it anyway. And I like the fact that could be more of a thing. It's like they're going back to not having tons of lightsabers. Luke may be the only guy, and that guy with the big broadsword is going to be the other guy with the lightsaber, but the other guys find Luke's lightsaber and don't really know how to use it. They may learn throughout the course of the 3 films, but for this first one at least, it will all be very fumbly with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
But that picture shows him holding it very confidently, and
so
I don't know, it just gave away more than I would have liked.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna struggle to not learn.
I'd be surprised if they went down the clumsy Jedi route.
It's not clumsy Jedi. It's,
no, I'm just joking. But I know you don't mean Jedi. I mean,
because imagine this is fan fiction stuff again, isn't it? It's like someone finds a lightsaber and then they go and maybe use that lightsaber because they have to. It's like they get backed into a corner and it's like, oh, this is only thing I have, and they start stabbing people with it. I don't know. Just or cut open a tauntaun to keep someone else warm.
Yeah.
Kind of
no, I think as we get closer to the release, it's going to be harder and harder to not find out plot, because I don't know, have you seen the new Insidious trailer that's on the telly at the moment?
No.
It just looks like every scary bit, every jump, and they pretty much go through the whole plot of the film in the trailer. And I was like, not that I particularly wanted to watch the first or the sequel to Insidious, but it was just ridiculous, and it went on and on and on almost to the end of the film.
We spoke about that before. I think that was another one of those trailers where the director basically it was taken out of his hands and he's not happy.
Was that the first one, or was it
no
this was the sequel?
Because I
thought that was out ages ago.
I thought it was as well, but we saw the trailer for it when we went to see Mad Max.
Yes,
because you jumped. There was that jump.
Yeah, no, this one was more detailed.
But it's the same film, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've not done another one in a month, which is not beyond comprehension. But, trailer being taken out of his hands, and I think there's a lot of big big scares of the film shown in the trailer, so you'll go see the film and nothing will surprise you, but you will have paid and you will be in there, and after that nothing really matters.
No. Although when I go to the cinema, if there's a film that I really want to see, I'll close my eyes at the trailers so I don't have too many spoilers.
Fair enough.
So I will be doing that if the Star Wars trailer comes on.
I doubt your willpower.
I think I would be with you in a way if you could close your ears. Not being able to close your ears.
I think the ears, you don't learn a lot from just the audio. No, but you learn a lot.
It's like torture though, isn't it? Hearing all the Star Wars sounds.
But it's exciting as well. That's why it makes it more exciting.
All that stuff.
I'm trying to think what film
material. It's like there was put little sound things up on Facebook and just little bits here and there.
Tron Legacy. I was very excited about, and I didn't watch any of the trailers when that was on.
Disappointed?
No, I enjoyed it as a visual
Mhm.
thing,
Mm.
and
I agree.
but
I really like Tron.
I really Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I quite
Kinda-
like both.
I like
but-
I like both for very different reasons, but yeah, Tron Legacy is it's simple film, but it looks good,
yeah.
and they tried to keep it coherent with the last film, which I always appreciate.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like was CGI version of him.
No, I think we.
We've
agreed this doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know. We have, but it's like it's all
Mm.
about context, isn't it? And it's like I think they had very good reason to do what they did with him. I think the only time it was ruined is at the start when you have the newsreel and it has
Oh yeah,
Jeff Bridges giving the speech and it's his CG younger self because they had to. They hid it in the house with the kid.
Yeah.
and that was really nice. Just had his voice. And you see bits of him. Oh, he does turn around, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Goes to
no,
leave.
that bit was the
Yeah, I
awful
think
bit for
that's-
me because
yeah.
it really
Yeah.
confused me. It was like,
Yeah.
are they in computer land
Yeah.
now? Or I was really confused.
Because
I
they got a lot of potential to do cool stuff with that film, and they did do it, like to a certain extent. If they hadn't done that scene in the real world with a CG younger Jeff Bridges, then everything would have been great. Because you go into the computer and you can do anything. They did that nice thing where they had 3D in when they were in Tron Land and not in the real world, and that's very cool. Like all those things, it's like do that more in other films, and now they're not making another one. It's kind of a shame.
Oh, they're not? They were going to,
No,
but they
they
don't?
cancelled it.
Oh,
gone.
that's rubbish.
Yeah,
but
yeah. And
That's surely guaranteed income, or is it not?
well, not necessarily. Not necessarily, because I mean, Tron Legacy didn't necessarily perform that good, and they've got other things, bigger things.
But I mean, going back to the Jeff Bridges CGI Jeff Bridges, it can be done because they did it to I thought pretty well in Benjamin Button with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, but then look at...
Do you not think they managed?
There are bits. I think it's screen time as well. It's like
Maybe the when
Tron doesn't, because everything in Tron is relatively fake.
so
Plus, Benjamin Button, you what he represents isn't necessarily what you're used to. So there's like I didn't really buy that he was like an old man, right?
at the beginning.
Well,
Well, he's kind of
But-
because they've got because it is he's got to grow from.
I think it's
a baby size.
It's a little bit more convincing to age someone than to de-age someone.
But they de-age him.
But they don't go a long way.
No, well
with
they
it.
kind of have a teenage sort of
yeah,
17.
I think they definitely did good things with that film,
Yeah.
and I think
But I think
generally
maybe-
it looks good. But
maybe they
having the
get
real
him to-
person in the film for direct contrast is like...
Do you think they should have gone
Ouch.
old school and get a different actor to play a young Jeff Bridges?
No, I think they should have just kept it in the computer. I think
I don't
they
think
were
I
fine
don't
up
think
to
he
that.
needed to show his face in that, especially that opening scene.
No, I think anything in Tron World, seeing a digital Jeff Bridges younger is perfect. It's like that's a great way to get continuity into like seeing old Jeff Bridges, the one you recognize from before, but a bad guy. That's very cool. So you make main character a bad guy. That's all very, very cool. But yeah, it was just ruined by the fact that I understand why they showed him with his son younger, but yeah, that is the Matrix thing. It's like we're doing this because we can at this point rather than because we should. Which when they're in Tron World, they should do it there.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, where did that go from?
Star Wars.
We were talking about Star Wars,
Always starts.
and then
CGI.
Tron. Oh, it was advertising, wasn't it? You were
yeah.
you were psyched for Tron Legacy.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember seeing Star Trek First Contact in the cinema, and not a huge fan of Star Trek at the time. That's a really good film, by the way. But they did the trailer for the Star Wars special editions before that, and yeah, nothing was gonna make the film any good after that. You were just like, yeah, that's the coolest thing in the world, seeing like Star Wars trailer. It's gonna come on, Andy. You're gonna have your eyes shut, and you're gonna hear some Darth Vader breathing.
I
You'll
like
have to
the
open
teaser.
your
I remember
eyes.
the Star
You'll
Wars.
have to open
teasers
your eyes.
Were good.
The what?
The
Sorry.
grass. The opening. Was that the trailer or was that the teaser with the grass? All the vehicles come over the grassy hill.
Oh,
It's a
for
bit
episode
like
one?
the Windows. It always look like the Windows default wallpaper.
For episode 1.
Yeah.
Christ, I watched that on VHS. I recorded it off GMTV.
Episode 1.
Yeah. So I didn't really have I don't know if I had the internet then, or if I did, I didn't really know you could get films from it.
It
So
wasn't that long
I
ago,
think
was
we
it?
forget
it was 99.
99.
We had the
and-
internet then. Come on.
Oh, I'm sure we did, but whether it was...
Guy was only
I think the first
5.
the
then.
first thing I really remember seeing and actually bothering to download, because remember, it's one thing to find it online, but to actually download it, it takes
Guy,
quite
how
a while.
old were you in 1999?
I think I was 14.
Ah.
But I remember Lord of the Rings. I remember the first teaser for Lord of the Rings, which was just a ring spinning through some fire, and I remember watching that online.
Yeah.
But no, this was a preview on GMTV that my mum recorded for me, and yeah, watched again and again and again and again and again and again. But I can't tell you how it started.
No.
It starts. I think it just starts on black music.
You've got an
There's a
iPad in front of you.
I do.
It's all right.
Yeah,
You're
but
gonna
then,
check it
no. It's a very good trailer. It is a genuinely good trailer. Even hindsight, that was a good trailer, and it got you excited. You could go watch it now and go, that's still a cool trailer.
I want to see that film.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know when that's going to be coming out. It's going to be soon. It's September, pretty much. Is it September, pretty much now?
When what comes out?
The trailer for Star Wars.
Oh,
It's going to
right.
be out quite soon. September, October. Yeah, maybe Halloween time. I might start to see a big old trailer. Should be
Isn't
good.
that far away?
No,
Scary.
no. Christmas present soon.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, actually, no. We'll be seeing it at Christmas.
Yes.
What are we talking about? It'll be out
Well, yeah.
December 18th,
Yeah.
16th.
Can we book a viewing yet?
We're going to a midnight screening, right?
December 16th.
I'd like to, but
Yeah, that'll be loads.
presume
I've already promised my sister I'd see it with her after
A midnight
over
screening.
Christmas. Is it when's it out?
Oh, you can go see it and then go see it again.
Yes.
I'm going to see it at least twice, I think, without wanting to. I saw Titanic 4 times without trying.
I saw
It's gonna be-
Titanic 3 times.
It's going to be
at
one of those
cinema.
films. It's
Actually,
like, you just
yeah.
go with everyone.
Yes,
It's
this is true.
Yeah, it was stupid, but yeah. Seen that film quite a lot of times.
Titanic used to be a good film.
Yeah,
Tim-
you
What do you mean used to
what
be?
happened to it?
What happened?
I don't know.
It is a good film.
I went off it. I've rewatched it since, and yeah.
I think
It lost.
if they kind of
I think after
got rid
the
of
third time I watched it at the cinema.
if they kind of like redid it all without any Celine Dion, I think
But she's
I'd-
only in it in like the end credits.
Remix.
It's fine.
Is it
You've
only
got,
the
you've
end
got, yeah,
credits?
you've gone by then. The theme is in it, and
Yeah.
the theme makes up the single that she sang. She sang. I don't know English good, but you can finish the film and not hear any Celine Dion. You can get to the credits, walk out, and just
no, it's,
Copyrights,
yeah, no,
really.
I didn't.
music
I
is-
didn't literally mean her voice. I mean like that music and everything that you.
the music is good, and
It's good.
he's dead as well. James Horner. Jay something.
The musician.
I don't know.
The guy did the
Yeah,
music
I'm pretty sure it's James
Yeah, he
Horner.
died
He
recently.
died.
in a plane crash.
Yeah, a lot of people dying in plane crashes recently.
Yeah.
And they say it's the safest way to fly. They're wrong,
Big planes. are
especially
fine.
if you're doing
Planes are the safest way to fly, probably.
travel. It's a Superman. It's a Superman quote that I got. It's a Superman quote that I got wrong. All right. Did you guys see the other picture they released for the spin-off Rogue One? Oh,
No.
so
What?
they're making Rogue One, which is the first Star Wars spin-off film that's going to be released.
Yes, I knew this.
No?
Don't know much.
So they're releasing some Star Wars spin-offs. One of them's this. One of them's probably going to be a Han Solo origin story. Which again, we're going to get into more casting interest about that. Who's going to play Han Solo? But no, this one is about the Rogue Squadron. I guess because it's called Rogue One, stealing the plans to the Death Star. So it's like a prequel to
The one where
Episode 4.
Many brave
Bothans. No, that was Jedi.
siblings
That was Jedi.
died getting this
that was Jedi.
information.
That was
Yes,
Jedi.
you're right.
That was Jedi. That was
You're
the
right,
that was
you're right,
the
you're right.
only. It was like the third female to appear in the Star Wars universe in an actual speaking role. Who?
That's scary
Got
if
to
that's
deliver
actually
that
true. How do you know?
Because I've seen Star Wars a lot. That's why we're primarily talking about.
Who
Star
was the
Wars.
fourth?
Should just rename
No,
this
but
the Star Wars and Jurassic Park
Yeah.
podcast.
That is a yeah, we could do that. and the virtual reality podcast. Yeah, so it's apt because the main character is a woman.
Mm.
And they released a image of the cast as a whole. So there's her and there's a bunch of other characters in the background. And that's it. They released a picture, and it was kind of... I felt it should be almost flipped. It's like I would have liked to have seen less lightsaber in the episode 7 poster, and maybe a little bit more hints at some cool stuff in the Rogue One.
It didn't get you
poster.
just too excited.
It's just a picture of a bunch of people. There's no aliens in it. There's no ships. There's nothing recognizable Star Wars. You're just being told these are characters that are going to appear in a Star Wars film. So there's nothing like... Oh,
Maybe
cool.
well, I guess if that's still in only pre...
Yeah, but you want there to be like little things. It's like, did you see that? And did you see that? And did you see that? Because it's a prequel. It's like there's room to do some stuff, and I think those are going to be quite cool. I think it's nice.
When's this coming out?
I think it's next summer. So I think they are doing.
So
you get one major film, and then you get a spin-off.
Summer one.
Yeah, summer, Christmas. I don't know if they can turn it around as fast as that. I don't know the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to keep it consistent, so they've got to make it look almost as good as the episode 7.
I think they've got a cooler job doing that. They can do what episodes 1, 2, and 3 didn't do so well until right at the end, and do the kind of 70s set film.
Yeah, I thought
that'd be really neat.
These spin-offs might be less kind of...
Oh, I'm sure there'll be less, but
there's less
for
pressure
what
on
they
them as
do,
well.
Yeah.
they need to
But
do
I'm hoping they'll
at
be
the same
more-
level, right?
Do you mean...
So, like, how good spaceships look, how good aliens look. If they're in there,
Yeah.
they need to look
Yeah.
the same and as good.
Yeah.
And even, like, open, expansive worlds or whatever, shots like that.
Yeah, I think they will, and it will be very... I mean, that will be led by episode 7. I think
Sure.
If episode 7 gets it all right and every old fan of Star Wars is happy, then, yeah, the rest of the films will follow that style. They'll have to, especially... Well, certainly... For the first few, anyway. They can maybe slowly break away, but yeah, these first few, and especially because of where that one's set, and the Han Solo one, if that's going to be a prequel, going to be an origin story, then it's definitely a prequel. So that's going to go back in time instead of forward. So it's good. I'm excited for those. I always wanted the Star Wars TV series to do that, to just jump around to different points in time and pick up single characters for one story. So very happy with those.
Yeah.
Got 2 chances if episode 7 is rubbish. Got some spin-offs to look forward to. All right. There was some other stuff from D23. There was a bunch of Marvel things, but I didn't really care actually too much anymore about that stuff.
No.
I'm really fatigued on the Marvel films that they're releasing.
Who isn't? Who couldn't be?
Disney. They seem pretty happy to keep churning it out.
Yeah.
There was a really short shot from Civil War, which should be exciting because it's quite a cool storyline, but I looked at it and was like, I don't care. It's Captain America fighting Iron Man.
Maybe when people stop going so much.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know what they'll do. They've put an awful lot of investment into it all to just stop. I don't know what will happen if people stop going.
I think people will keep watching it. It's just I can't believe people will be that excited about it. But it's still like a good thing. Oh, what's on at the cinema? Oh, it's a Marvel film. Okay.
Safe hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
It's almost becoming its own genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, totally.
Well, I guess, yeah.
That's what they're all. I mean, that's the aim now, isn't it? It's like I mentioned this when we were doing Jurassic World. I'll never mention it again. about setting up the universe for your many films and TV shows and everything to sit within. That's kind of what people do. Anyway, all right. So another film news. He-Man reboot.
Yeah,
it's got some writers. It's not.
I didn't look into this at all, so
it's not definitely going to happen. But it's got the writers of I think the next Thor movie writing it. But at least that shows some interest in them making that film. I think it could be cool.
as long as they don't take it seriously.
Well, the last one wasn't serious. They did Masters of the Universe film before, and that was nowhere serious.
Have you
And
seen that film?
Yeah, it's funny.
When was that?
It's like a 90s.
In my mind, Dolph Lundgren isn't camp enough
Isn't
for that character.
Is he playing it? What?
No,
What,
in
he
the original,
was?
in the 1987 film,
Is it 87?
87.
Fill us in on the...
I'm only going by the video clip you sent, but
we should maybe do a watch.
We should watch that. We should.
I was doing. I binged on a bunch of films this weekend, and I was going through Netflix. And as you get further and further across the bars, you get lower and lower quality films. But there was a bunch coming up from the 80s that we need to see. There's one with Tom Selleck doing something as a police with a robot. He's in the police force and there's a robot. We should probably watch that.
I've just thought that our current setup lends itself very well to playing a YouTube video and doing like a Star Wars wipe on as the browser window moves across.
Yeah, we could have someone live doing that.
VJ.
We could, yeah.
Is there a He-Man trailer or something we should watch?
No, not yet.
Good.
No, I don't think we should.
Was there any information about a cast?
Oh no, they haven't. It's been assigned writers, so it's at the earliest possible stage it could get pulled. So
I do hope they keep their hair like a proper bowl cut hair, 80s hairstyle. I had that hair when I was.
You had He-Man
hair. I had He-Man hair when I was 2. I have a picture of me with blonde hair and a straight.
Soon we will all see that picture when Andy delivers it to us, and it goes on the internet.
Yes.
I used to have a bit of a bowl cut as well when I was older than that, though.
I had really horrible afro. I'm not sure who won the hair when we were younger.
Children don't win hair competitions.
I don't think anyone
have that. Yeah, it's a staple. Although kids these days, they probably don't have that so much.
I see a lot more kids with cooler hair nowadays.
I think, that's it. I think parents just didn't care about kids' hair, and
it's almost like how you looked wasn't the most important thing in the world.
Yes, exactly. We are divulging quite. I mean, diverging. Yeah, not divulging.
That's
not divulging.
Right. It's right. Divergent is a film, so there you go. There's a connection there. It's fine. We can talk about anything we want.
Yes, I haven't seen that film.
Neither have I. I don't want to.
No,
two of them.
It's supposed to be okay.
Is that supposed to be Wachowski brothers?
I'd say I have, but I get it confused with other ones, so I'd need to rewatch the trailers to remember which one it was. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know.
It looked a bit like a Hunger Games.
They all look like a Hunger Games.
That's exactly the problem. Yeah.
I watched. Have any of you guys seen Ender's Game?
No, but then again,
have you seen it?
Think so. What is it?
It's young kids being trained to fight epic space battles.
Oh yeah,
it's got Harrison Ford in it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Definitely bits.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to like it overall, but I couldn't quite. And I think it was plot related or something. I'm not sure.
I went in. Don't like a lot of films and recurring theme, blah blah blah. Yeah, we'll go on about this a lot of times. But I went in with very low expectations and actually gave it a break. I thought it was pretty good. Interesting. I basically can't have a go at the film because I like an anime called Evangelion, and that's all about 14-year-olds being asked to pilot giant machines against angels. And yeah, so little kids being trained to fight space battles on behalf of the human race. That's fine. I can't go there. And actually, the acting's pretty good.
Does anyone die in these battles, or is it all virtual?
Well, I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, don't. I might watch it.
I want to. Yeah, it's another one of those films where I'm like, you know what? If kids are gonna get a Hunger Games or they're gonna get Divergent or whatever, or a Twilight film, slightly different genre, but if they get that and they sit through it and they like it and they get to that ending and they go, that was cool, then good. That's a good film for kids to see. I would quite happily just shuffle them all in to watch that because it didn't like tap out at the end.
No.
Yeah.
I saw Maze Runner, which is kind of in that sort of genre of film. I think I saw it on a plane, and I think that it passed the time on a plane, and it wasn't bad. And it was kind of like a bit Cube. Do you remember Cube? Have you seen Cube?
No, I should have seen
Cube. Oh
man,
you need to watch all the Cube films.
All of them?
No. Yes.
Really?
No, just
is this
the
like
first one.
This isn't like a Jaws scenario, is it?
It's kind of.
I've seen too many of them.
No,
the first one's good. The rest, really,
they get slowly worse. But I mean, the first one is
rapidly
the best.
worse.
I don't know.
Have they?
Sure. How many were there? 4 or 5?
I've only seen 2 or 3.
I think I've definitely seen.
I don't want to say this out loud, but have they tried to reboot that yet?
No.
Okay. Shh.
That's all right. Nobody listens to this.
Yeah, no one
Thank
listens.
goodness.
I don't know why you'd want to, because, well, yeah, no, I do know why they would.
Anyway,
No, it's definitely a valid question. I had this conversation with Mark the other day, who we did an interview podcast with, and he was asking about. We were talking about films that he'd seen and I'd seen recently, and he was asking about The Man from U.N.C.L.E. That's just come out, and whether I'd seen it. I haven't seen it.
is it out now?
Yes,
All right.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think it got super great reviews, but regardless of quality of the film, it's an odd film to reboot. I don't know if you remember.
It was a TV series.
It was a TV series.
I used
but
to watch the TV series. It was
but
good.
I don't know if it's slightly conflicted in that the core audience who watched it when they were younger are maybe too old to really appreciate the style of film that's been made now, because it's been made for a younger audience, and I'm not sure the younger audience really understand what Man from U.N.C.L.E. was, and whether that matters. It just feels like an odd
Yeah, I
thing
see what you mean.
Yeah.
The people who would have heard of it
aren't
gonna
yeah.
people who are going to appreciate
Yeah.
the film.
And yeah, it's just a weird. It's like, do you remember when they made the Avengers
Yes.
in the 90s again?
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was. It's the
Uma Thurman and
For some people, this needs to be clarified.
yeah, it was Ralph Fiennes, wasn't it? So, well, there was a TV show called The Avengers, not Marvel Avengers.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
the clarification you're looking for.
Yes.
And it was about a man in a suit
Bowler hat.
and a hat and an umbrella, and a woman in a cat suit, and they fought crime. I don't know.
That's as much as I know.
That's probably Marvel Avengers, isn't it? Yeah, that didn't work then, because when it came out, I was like, I don't know what that is, and it's an action film, and it's being hyped up or whatever, but I have no interest in seeing it, and I feel like that's what they've done.
But then I guess the Mission Impossible films had that kind of.
Yes, but they started very differently. I think they started.
They did. They said it. We're going to take this concept and we're going to They're not going for the nostalgia thing.
But the first one, I think, did. I think the first one's
But
very
it was
different.
also about the right age at that point.
Well, no, because I
Wasn't it?
No, well, I went when I saw Mission Impossible 1. I went to the cinema to see that, and I hated it because I was too young to really
Was this
grasp
90s?
the concepts. It's in the 90s. Everything.
90s.
Yeah,
Five
but
years.
it
Grew up
was
in
a
the
target
90s.
audience was older than you would have been,
Yes, probably.
and they would have seen the TV series.
But I don't think they would have been that much older than me, because it was still a Tom Cruise vessel, so it was still mainstream enough. And Mission Impossible was quite old.
But the series before it was like, what, 10, 20 years before that? I don't know.
Yeah.
10 years? Couldn't have been 20.
It was a long time. It was a long time. It was a reboot, so it was like, it's been away for a while. It's now coming back.
But like a 10-year difference between like the series and the film is quite kind of
Yes.
reasonable and kind of. But the Man from U.N.C.L.E., like you're saying, is like, how long?
It is, but I think what you've got with Man from U.N.C.L.E. is you've got a film that looks quite spectacular, and what they did quite nicely with Mission Impossible is they did a Mission Impossible sort of TV show, but for an hour and a half, hour and 90 minutes. Hour and 90 minutes? A 90-minute film or 120-minute film. Yeah, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
After your 1 o'clock coming back from a festival. But they kept it very true to the show, more so than the latest Mission Impossible films. And what they did is they got away with that and then transitioned it to something that we recognise now as Mission Impossible, which is still good, but it's totally different. Man from U.N.C.L.E. seems to have just gone, let's make a cool looking action film instead of maybe thinking about what Man from U.N.C.L.E. was. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird thing to remake.
Film.
Yeah, that's the odd thing about it. You had Brian De Palma doing the first Mission Impossible, which made a bit more sense than you get like who did the second one? It was a there were lots of doves.
Oh,
so it was John
Woo.
Woo. So yeah, you get John Woo. You don't get John Woo to make your first Mission Impossible film. You get him to make the second one and nearly ruin it all for everyone.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's a weird one. So He-Man's going to be cool. All right, the next two things are kind of related, and we've spoken about fan films before. We did a thing on talking about Power Rangers, which came out recently, if you remember.
Yeah.
We spoke about that, and they have their place. I quite like the idea that people can go out and just take a franchise and shoot something for fun.
Or can they?
Or can they? There's generally repercussions. But
if you do it too well, I think there seems to be repercussions.
well, that's what's
if you
happened.
do a bad one, then it's fine.
Well, that's what happened.
It should be that's the wrong way round.
But no, this is not necessarily a negative story. So Resident Evil is a cool game. I remember Resident Evil 2 more than I remember Resident Evil 1 because of my age. So Resident Evil 2 is a little bit more.
It was definitely the more iconic.
Yeah. Of the Resident Evils at that time.
Yes.
Yeah. And they remade Resident Evil 1 quite spectacularly. They did a really good job of keeping it very much Resident Evil, but updating it for modern consoles when they released it for the GameCube. Really good job. If you haven't played it, go and play that. But they didn't do anything with Resident Evil 2, and some guys took it upon themselves to fix that and try to make their own game, and they got quite far with it, and then Capcom decided they wanted to make a Resident Evil 2 remake and shut them down, but invited them to Capcom to talk about stuff, and that's good. That's really good.
To talk about what though?
I don't know, but the fact that they at least had enough respect to bring them in, because I think they brought them in and said to them, look, we're looking to do something with
Are they going to get them involved?
2. Maybe, but at least they didn't just go cease and desist, lawyers, blah. They did bring them in and explained. And I think they might bring them in to talk about ideas, because
sure, they
did an awful lot of new things with Resident Evil 1 when they remade that.
What?
And they're going to need to do the same thing for 2, so they're going to need all the ideas coming
from
fans.
Have they done it? Is the remake of Resident Evil 1, was that a first person type?
No, no, not at all.
They kept it with static cameras and stuff.
They did. Yeah,
because that's what I really like about that. Because it's quite cinematic, and you get some cool sort of camera angles.
Yeah, I mean, everything. Except from some of the new areas, they kept an awful lot of those camera angles the same. So it wasn't like saying that they did a bad job to begin with. They just made it look slightly prettier and added some more enemy types and a few more gimmicks.
Oh, I see. So they kept it fairly.
Yeah, totally. That's why it was a really nice remake.
Yeah,
they made it look cool, and they modernized it just enough for today's level of play, or whatever it was back in 2003 when it came out, or 2002. So yeah, I think they genuinely want these guys to sort of help them out and give them some ideas.
Well, you're right, and it is good, but to do anything else would be pretty idiotic, because they obviously represent the extreme end of their fan base.
Yes.
B, any new ideas that they've come up with, they have to be very careful that they don't infringe on their IP potentially, and then they could sue them and be like, hang on a minute.
I think also if you let go of your, like, if you do let people use your IP, then you can lose it, can't you? Is that right?
Yeah, that's the whole, if someone holds the rights to something. I'm not sure if that, if I don't think that's true for the original rights holders.
Right.
Because everything is owned by someone, and someone can buy the rights to that. And I think if they are the original rights holders, that doesn't apply.
Yeah.
So I don't think that could ever happen with Resident Evil 2. But I see your point about
Well, I mean, I'm glad, but at the same time, they may just invite them for discussions and say, hey, we'd like you to consult, and we'll pay you for a few days. And it's like, actually, after years of loving the series and like wanting to make it, and I don't know how many hours they've already put into this.
Were they
and then
if
in the end they actually just go, actually this game's not worth it, and they scrap it. Like,
yes,
it's the same.
But some people, and this is the reason anybody makes these kinds of fan films, it's like they want exposure. Like, that's certainly the reason I would do it, and they don't need to have finished it to get that exposure. They just need to have started it and to be recognized for it. If they were allowed to go through to fruition and finish it, then they would be lauded as the guys who did the cool remake of Resident Evil 2. But now they get at least a little bit of big experience for Capcom in whatever level they do. They will get something out of that, and that's kind of the means to an end when you do.
Do you know anything about these guys? Because I kind of really doubt that they're doing it for those kinds of reasons.
But they must be. Like, it's such a lot of work to put into something that isn't your own.
Exactly, but in order to do it, at a decent level. You have to be quite experienced. Getting a job in a games company or whatever is not going to be difficult for these guys.
No, sure, but putting your name
just
to...
think they did it for the exposure, not because they were
No, I don't think they did it for the exposure.
Right.
So I think they did it because they just really loved it. And maybe... Oh, yeah. I'm not saying exposure is a bad thing for anybody, but, I don't think that they did that for that reason.
But talk to us about, because you're a games designer. You're designing games as we speak. Not right now under the table, but you're doing it in your time.
Doing it with
Secretly I am,
part of his brain.
So, if these guys are as experienced as we think they are, why aren't they making their own game? And
well, then they're not.
Well, I don't know. Why are they putting all their time into Resident Evil 2?
It could just be all their spare time outside of their full-time work. You don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about them. See,
it just confuses me. Like, I would imagine if they were good enough and there's enough of them together, they could make their own game, and that's probably more profitable and more like for exposure. If they are doing it as like a passion project, then they probably don't have any money to worry about, and that's another situation entirely. In which case, they probably
do care more about the fact that it gets made than the money.
But then they've succeeded already, which is great.
Like it's made.
No. They've started to make something, and Capcom have either gone because they've been doing it for a while, and
that's the point though. They put in all the effort, and then Capcom goes like, 20,000 people interested. Okay, we can probably make a game for that.
Yeah, but that's Capcom. They own it. Like, these guys have no right to do what they're doing.
No,
and that's the conversation. It's like they must know that at some point this is going to get shut down, and that's either going to be really good for them.
Why would they know that?
Because they're
what happened to what happened to the first one? I thought.
No, the first one was Capcom. That was an official.
Yeah,
that was totally an official one. I mean, this is like. I mean, this doesn't really happen in. It happens a lot in games world, but just not fully fledged game. You make a game within a game. If that makes any sense, like you reskin a game.
Design
like
level.
it happened with it's actually happening with Team Fortress at the moment. They've made a football game within it in association with Bad Robot and J.J. Abrams, which is really strange. Really strange.
That's really strange.
They
license they get the license from?
That would have been slightly more official because there's two big companies. But
Yeah.
with Team Fortress, you could take that code and do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Because it's free for people now, isn't it? I guess.
I don't actually know.
No, I mean, I think it's an old enough game that
you can use that.
Valve no longer care. But this
I think
this was
if you're going to profit from it, I think you have to pay.
Yeah. But this was
I mean, these
almost from scratch
fan sort of projects. If they like said, okay, finish your fan project and stuff, and then if you can't sell it for, they sell it for X amount or something, and we'll take a cut, and then they could still go and do their own
likely to do that because of the reputation, right?
It's rubbish.
Like you don't want your name anywhere near that, and that's why they'll do what they'll do, which is to take them on as maybe consultants or whatever, and they'll keep all their existing forums of fan bases and people are interested in the game, and
that's what I mean. I think
it's all good.
This maybe might be missing the point. There was nothing bad about this. We get a Resident Evil 2 remake, and if they do as good a job as we're saying they did with the first one, then I'm really happy with that. And if these are the instigators, these guys made Capcom think, we should probably do something with that, then great. That's absolutely brilliant. I mean, the guy who did the Power Rangers reboot got into legal trouble, but then they decided that it was okay with a disclaimer. But he's not going to be directing the film that they're currently making. He's not going to be.
No, it's just free publicity for them and him.
Yeah, a little bit. I think they realized at that point that it was a bit too late, and it was on the internet. Whereas at least this wasn't a finished game.
Yeah,
this was like just the first part that they'd released.
So the strategy is to make a fan film, but just not release it.
Well, no, if they'd made a full version of Resident Evil 2 different story, they would be sued, because that would be out there, and it would be out there now. We could download it and we could play it. Capcom would lose a ton of money. There would be issues. But the fact that they didn't finish it, good for them.
Yeah. But like obviously there's a question as to what they ever intended. Right?
Yes.
Because that's a lot of years of work to do if you know you're going to get sued in the end. So,
Well, exactly. That's
so
why.
presumably somebody knew something, or somebody had a conversation at some point, because you don't just do that.
No, but that's why I don't understand it in any way, shape, or form. It's like if you've got a bunch of guys who don't have any experience and they're just making crappy games, then it's not going to matter anyway. They're probably not going to finish it. But these guys looked like they knew what they were doing and they started to make a decent game. If they was experienced enough to do that, they probably know some of the legalities of what they were doing and their means to an end. I don't know what it was. Was it to get exposure and then get a job, or was it to finish a game and go, hey, look, we made Resident Evil 2. We're going to get sued quite massively for this, but we've done a altruistic thing and given you a game. Like, I don't think it's either one of those. I think.
No, I don't know. I can't guess.
Fine.
If I was to guess, I would think they would just go, well, hey, we really want to do it. Think it's a good idea. People really want us to make it. Let's just see how far it gets. And
yeah,
you know, if it actually came to the point of releasing, and Capcom hadn't said anything, we probably should have a conversation.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep it on games. Tim brought something to our attention.
So good.
Which is the coolest thing. Sorry, we should have got to this earlier because we're getting on, but this is very important. So go. What did you find?
I want to hear your take.
No,
on it.
No. You brought it to our attention. You do it. I've done enough talking.
So, have you had a chance to watch it, Andy?
Yes, I kind of had to quickly skim through it, but yeah.
Yeah. So these, I didn't actually look into them. I think they're like a small, or maybe not small, but like production company basically, and they happen to have like some very cool office, which is basically got its own crypt.
Yeah.
and grounds, and they decided to create a first-person chat roulette experience, which
sounds dodgy.
Sounds not good. But what happens is they sort of set up this scenario, I presume, for like a day.
Explain chat roulette first. Or that come later, because it's not necessarily known.
So Chatroulette is just a website where you just randomly encounter somebody who happens to be on the website with a web camera.
So you click on the web. You click on the website, and
still, I'm amazed it's still going.
Yeah. So you click on the website, you get a chat window, you click a button, and
Have you
someone
ever done
appears. No, I've never done it. Someone appears, and then you can get rid of them, and someone else will randomly appear, and you don't get to choose who,
I heard it was
they are.
mainly perverts on it.
Yes, there's a lot of penises on the chat roulette.
Although I think that phase has passed a little bit,
Maybe,
and it's mostly people.
Now we get cool stuff.
Yeah, you get guys like polishing shoes or something like that, looking really dodgy, and then they just like pull it up and be like, "Oh, no, it's just a shoe." So,
become a force for good.
Yeah, and so people were on chat roulette, looking for random people being funny or weird or strange, whatever you do on your own chat roulette. And they came across a screen which said, type start to begin, and looked like a game. And you saw a first person view of somebody looking at their hands. And for the people that typed start, they basically started taking commands from the person on chat roulette. And they had a whole team, and they had like a GoPro fixed to this guy with like a wireless transmitter, and it's hard to know where to start. But
it was like it was like a first-person shooter.
Yeah,
that was being acted out in real life.
Acted out in real life, but they had all the graphical interface.
Yeah, they had like a graphical overlay, and they had like one guy doing the sound, had like a massive soundboard and was doing the sound live, and another guy who was doing the voice of the main protagonist.
That guy's got a good voice.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot.
And so, yeah, you kind of start off in this in this crypt, and there's like some keys on the floor, and like this cloaked figure, and you might say like, have a look at the person or whatever, and they will go down and they'll look, and then you'll realize it's like a zombie. And then there's like a crowbar in the room, and they're like, take crowbar and hit zombie.
Yeah, smash his face in.
but the reactions were really like, oh my god, it's a zombie! Like, hit it! And I think I would be completely like that. I think it was brilliantly done.
Yeah.
And the people who were on it just seemed to be totally immersed. I think I would be as well if this came up.
Yeah.
It looked lots of fun.
But it was the way that it escalated. Like your expectations were at a certain point,
Yes.
which were quite low. And then at every stage, it was like, oh my god, they've got a whole load of zombies.
Yeah.
And
That
like,
was my
people
favourite
in
bit,
makeup
where he
and-
comes out the crypt,
Yeah.
and then there's about 6 zombies coming at him. That was
No, because I very much enjoyed the escalation of that, because you do look at it as a first instance and go, this is just going to be kind of crappy and not really work. And I know it's a video made by them, so it's edited well, but just the little attentions to detail, like the little gun turret. Like if you've ever played a first person shooter, it's like there's a ton of things in there. They've even got the little Doom guy's face, which deteriorates when he gets damaged.
that was a nice
and that's
touch.
really cool. But it's like at the end when he's on the gun turret and he's like firing, and it's Nerf darts as well, which is cool because at least there's some sort of feedback for the guys falling down. They're not just like not falling down when there's a gun obviously pointing at them. All those little details. It was it is a video that got better, and they should do more of that. And I would go on Chatroulette to find stuff like that. Like if I knew that stuff was around and there was more of it, I would totally be on there a lot more than.
But you'd pay for the experience, right? I mean, it's
maybe
you wouldn't be able.
Maybe
if you had to pay, that would cost a lot.
Maybe I would maybe just go and buy a good first person shooter at that point. I like the idea of those kinds of things when they're experiences that you don't think are going to happen.
That's true, but there was a real sort of element of like, God, I could have done that like totally differently in almost sort of any combination. And the way you saw different people get to very different stages, it was like, I want to do that again.
Yeah,
like with the hindsight.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there's that whole. I think there's the thing in all of us. Even if we don't play games, it's like you get given a scenario like that, and it's like the second you get past one challenge, you're like, oh, I've got to complete this now, and I'm going to do it properly. Whereas it's a different kind of person who would get sort of halfway through that and then just go, I wonder what happens if I ask this guy to take his trousers down. To ask something random like that, you don't. You just keep going. So I think they kind of knew that the human spirit would not allow for too much like craziness, and it was nicely confined. But yeah, very good idea. I take my hat off to those guys for actually coming up with a new. We should be doing that.
Yeah, that was exactly
one of those things.
It looks just a little bit beyond what we could probably do, but it.
But you would if
we could do. If we had the idea,
if we had the idea, we would figure out a way of doing that, because you'd all sit in a room and go, "Oh, that's kind of cool." But that's another one on the list that's got to be scrubbed out. It's crap as well, because it would have involved like all of our expertise,
all these talented people,
very good effect. And well, that's a shame on us for not doing it. But it's good. Fine. Do you think they'll do a sequel? Like, is more of that stuff, as I said, going to come out? And
I have no idea.
Good. I mean,
you wonder whether it's a sort of marketing idea, getting exposure,
that
like
was
we were talking about.
Quite.
But
they're kind of semi-open about that. There's a making of, and it talks about what they are and why they did it a bit. Yeah. So that's fine. That's good. Within the morning of putting it on, they had like 1 million hits and 99% likes. Yeah. I don't know what you guys saw it at. No idea.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like something like that is relatively niche, but it comes up on Facebook.
You weren't the only person who posted it on my feed. So.
Right. Basically, I only knew about it because I know the guy who's the brother of the guy with the big suit at the end, the boss.
Ah, cool.
Tenuous link.
But a good one.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, do you know where's the company based?
No idea.
Oh.
No idea.
You had all the inside.
No. I just watched
the guy who's a friend of the guy who's married to the brother of the cousin.
yeah, exactly. And this guy who's actually in it as the boss doesn't really know the rest of the people at all. He made his suit for Comic-Con. They spotted him at Comic-Con.
Right.
Okay.
I see.
We could really do with the boss at the end of our level.
Yeah. It's good. They kind of crowdsourcing it.
Yeah, there's another video that I don't know. Did you see the Spider-Man Green Goblin thing?
No.
It was on IGN. They went to Gamescom, which is a games convention in Germany, and one of the guys there was filming. I've been really bad. I've been quite away from my microphone. I've been
me too,
missing all the rules. filming this really good Spider-Man costume guy, and then you hear this really high-pitched voice shouting in German, and it pans across, and there's like this guy in a really shitty Green Goblin costume, like challenging him.
Right.
And then because they're cosplayers, Spider-Man sort of accepts the challenge, and then they have this really
lame.
It's
Lame.
an embarrassing fight. What? Yeah, go have a look. You'll see it. Spider-Man versus Green Goblin at Gamescom. It'll pop up pretty much instantly. It's very funny. Cool. Also, go check out the video for.
You're going to post some
Chatroulette.
links on the...
I'll try. I will try. I should.
You have to at least put that one on.
Although
it's probably easy to find.
I will follow through with all the things we've spoken about. I'll put up links, but I need your picture because...
Oh.
Well, that's
because it fills in the story.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just going to have to make up one.
Yeah, otherwise they'd be like, oh, the picture's not there.
I might have it on
Got
my
these
phone,
links.
because I did take a picture when I was at home a while ago
Of a picture.
of a picture, but I could even hold it up against. Let me just check that it's. When was it? Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I've really messed up with the
Although
order of this because we've got to talk
nearly
about.
finished.
No. Tim's got another one.
It's not mine. But
No, it's not. None of these are anyone's. It's just you brought it to attention again, and I think we could do a little bit in the last few minutes on this little story that came up this week.
You've been juiced.
Which is ironic. It's quite funny that two of us and one of us a freelancer for a company called Juice. It's quite funny. It's quite nice.
It's not related at all.
It's
just
not in any way related to the company Juice.
Yes.
But go ahead, Tim, fill us in on what Juiced is.
Juiced is a...
I can't stop. It's a thing that just shouldn't exist. Yeah, it exists.
But the people who made it realised it shouldn't exist after they made it. And so they scrubbed all record of it, kind of. And it's actually quite hard to get hold of now. I think of the DVDs that were made, 100 have been sold.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, so go on, Tim. Fill us in, and we'll do some background stuff on it.
Well, O.J. Simpson pulling pranks on people. Very unfunny, very bad pranks.
But this is so 10 years after he was not sent to jail for possibly murdering two people. This was a 10 years stay away from the public eye, and then he came back and decided, or someone decided for him, but he at least
must have come up with the idea.
He at least gave consent. Let's not forget that he is very much a part of that program, and decided that he would do a prank show where O.J. Simpson would prank people, and that's fine. That is fine. Like, he was a funny guy, and a lot of people liked him, so it's okay. That kind of makes sense. But the one clip you sent through where, and this is wrong even before it gets to the payoff, is O.J. Simpson whited up, dressed as an old man in a house, and what he does is he puts a banana on the floor, hides, and a guy slips over. O.J. Simpson jumps out and then stabs him, and then someone comes around the corner who I think is the guy who was unsuspecting in all of this. It's a very weird video clip. And then O.J. Simpson runs at the guy with a knife, and that's okay. Apparently, that's something they filmed, and everyone went, "Yep, we're doing this," and everyone did it, and afterwards probably shook hands and had a beer and went, "Yep, good days filming."
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So strange.
And that's something you can go and find. You can go and watch that right now.
Yes,
you should go and watch that right now. We're done.
Go
and watch it. Go and watch it.
You should also listen to the podcast that we heard it on, because
so This American Life is one of the best podcasts around, and that's where the story originated from for our part and our exposure to it. They do very nice stories about people pretty much every week, and it's very good, and they point stuff like this out to us, which is, it's got to be done. It has got to be done.
Just, who knew that existed? I know it was like 2008. I mean, it's quite a long time ago now.
No, because so I think it was 93, 94 was when the trial happened. I don't know, because I was too busy watching Jurassic Park or watching Jurassic Park on VHS at that time to really know what was going on. Would have messed you up as a kid though, because at that time we would have all seen the Naked Gun movies.
It did.
To be a kid and sort of make head or tail of that and go, what? That that funny guy
Yeah.
kill 2 people probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have messed you up. But yeah, and that was 93, 94, and then this came out. I think it was 2006.
Okay, yeah, maybe
which
you're right,
is quite, because I remember, like, I mean,
Yeah,
I
that
left uni
seems-
at the
'cause even now it's
2006, and that's
like feels too soon.
yeah. Well, that yeah.
I
That's
thought
what
didn't he get arrested again? Was this so? This
Yeah,
would
no,
have
he's
been
in, he's
pre
in,
he
he's
got
in prison now, isn't
yeah.
he? He's in prison.
So this
for,
is him before he got arrested the second time. And put
Yeah,
in
he's
prison
in
for a long
prison for
time.
something else. But no, they This American Life. Yeah, they played some other stuff. Did you hear that clip?
Which one?
The one when he's in the car and he's being chased.
Yeah.
And like some guy's trying to talk him down. And I think that's literally
Yeah.
after.
I don't
the
know if that
event-
was that chase scene. I thought it was a separate event, but maybe it is.
Well, he basically was in his car and stopped, and he had a gun on him, and the police were trying to talk him down. And he was basically going to shoot himself, and sort of saying that he deserves it, and he just wanted to love Nicole, and it kind of it was a bit
this
like
is getting really
But
dark,
no,
like
no.
getting really dark.
No, but I don't know tons about the trial. Like I say, I didn't really pay much attention then, and I haven't gone back to look over the details now.
Me
And
neither.
to me, that seemed like pretty damning evidence of wrongdoing on his part. And yeah, he didn't go to prison for any of that. Which
Oh, sorry, this wasn't on the actual.
no, this is
Oh
this
right,
is live.
sorry,
This is
I
real
thought
life.
this was
No, this is not.
this
a
was
prank.
part of the prank
Nope.
show. I was thinking
No.
this again too
But
close.
you are.
quite close
I
to the
understand
prank.
why you would jump to that conclusion. You are not
'Cause,
in any
yeah,
way
well, I
wrong
mean,
for
that-
thinking that based on the
It
other thing that
seems-
actually did happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very it's an hour-long special.
Yes.
You can find it, I think. It's got to be somewhere online, like in its fullness. Someone's got it. Especially now it's got this massive exposure big This American Life's quite a big show, so people will endeavour to find this. That
No,
will-
no, yeah. I think the podcasts are up online.
No, I mean the video, the actual special. The podcast's online. The
What?
actual Juiced 1 hour special is online somewhere. You will
There
be
was
able
a
to
series,
find
wasn't
that.
there?
No, they just did one special. I don't think they did a series of it.
Yeah. Well, you might not be able to buy it, but they did the series for like.
No, but they only made one DVD with 1 hour special, I thought.
Right, that might have been what they produced in the end. But
Yeah.
he was filming this for like years.
Really?
They filmed a lot.
Oh,
A lot.
Christ.
All with OJ Simpson.
Yeah.
Man.
But
Sometimes not in the best conditions.
punchline would be he would turn up to the person, the unsuspecting victim, who was just mostly confused, and be like,
And I go,
"You've been juiced."
and
People would kind of like be like, "Oh man, I've been juiced." So, all right, okay, it's a bit weird. And the guy who's on this interview in American Life, he's like the kind of like stuntman that's kind of pretends to be an unsuspecting victim in these scenarios and things like that. And yeah, he was saying, it got to the point by the end of the series where like OJ just like didn't even bother saying that bit, and it was just him saying that. So it was like this random guy basically just saying, "You've been juiced."
Yeah, they
It's
basically
like-
OJ Simpson was like turning up drunk, and their story is that they were just propping him up, so he was in the scene but not really doing anything.
yeah,
And then the other guy who was brought in, like all along, was basically doing all the work. So OJ was there because his name's on the thing,
yeah.
as far as his name and Juiced is concerned. And yeah, didn't say the lines, didn't do anything.
Wow.
Went downhill, and now he's in prison.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. That.
It's a
Can we
lesson
end on
to
a
you
happier
all.
note?
I have
no,
found.
we totally can end on a happier note. But
I've found.
hold it up to the
I
hold it up
found
to the
my
thing.
my He-Man hair.
If you are listening to this, I will put it up because
Excuse my
'cause I have
cracked
to.
phone.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
Picture of a picture.
good. Don't
of a
go too
picture.
close.
No, you have to go closer because it won't adjust exposure. There we go.
There's my He-Man hair.
That's how old are you there, Andy?
Okay. I think 2.
Is that really you, Andy?
That'll be 1980.
You don't happen to have a picture of yourself when you were 2 on your Tim?
No, you.
Who does? Who does have that?
So there you go. There's a nice happier note.
Yes,
to
that's.
end on.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. I think that we can. Yeah, we'll call it there. Thank you very much. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Cool.
Go watch the O.J. Simpson thing.
No, it disturbed me.
Nah, you owe it to yourself and life experience to acknowledge that exists, experience it, and then tell other people.
Okay.
So that it never
Spread
ever
the word.
happens again. Cool. All right. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.